seems to be okay. That's probably most people that are out there who listen to this, what they do is listen and they don't watch. Say orientation here, flip, nope, doesn't. Okay, I tried. Okay, this will be audio, not video. Okay, v'mitisin l'binyan adayadu b'mshachas gilu izeh b'malchus loy rak mitzad l'mayla, not only from above, elegam mitzad malchus, also mitzad malchus itself. Now look at footnote 49. Amazing footnote. Valpize yuntak. Based on this, it's sweetened. Shakdoma lebakosha. That the introduction to the it's because it's talking to me that annoys me. I'm sorry. Can I use your thing there and I'll just put it up there and I'm really done with this. It's just okay, fine. You're happy now, just leave me alone. Right? The introduction to the request of the usher to the king is what? Before he says Gezor Shetibane, that's his request, right? It says there's a Medina plain, he shelcha, it's yours. I have to say that. Obviously it's yours. If I'm asking you to fix it, then it's someone else's, right? You go to the King of France and say, London is burning, go fix it. No, you go to the King of England and say, London is burning, go fix it. Why are you talking to the King of France? So now, obviously, it's his. So why does it say, V'yishalcha? So Rebbe says an amazing thing. Hainu, he's quoting the words of the Rebbe Rashab in the Maimer in Tafresh Samach, which this is based on. Shebesharsha, in its source, this world, he bebechinas penimius va'atzmus ein sof. This world is really, in its source, once you peel back all the veneer, the inner reality of the essence of Ein Sof. Let's keep reading, then we'll come back and talk about that. The Yesh Lemer, the cave and Shehi Shelcha, since it's yours, what does that mean? That really it's a place of unbelievably powerful godly reality that's all concealed, but that's really what it is. In essence, what's the world? An unbelievably powerful expression of godliness. The most powerful, and we'll explain that again when we finish. The cave and Shishalcha, since that's what it really is, bepnimius, that's what it truly is. Lochen amshacha b'malchus. Drawing down this level of atzmos or ein sof into malchus, gezor shetibane, decree that it should be rebuilt. Tia mitzad inyan de malchus. This is really coming from the essential inyan of malchus itself. Why am I asking you to rebuild this? Because the essential reality of that place where I want you to be revealed is a place of that level of revelation. That's what it really is. It's just concealed. Wow. He shalcha. Now, what's the Rebbe harking to? Basically the following idea, which we'll go through very, very quickly, because there's other places in Chassidus to talk about this at great length, but it's an important idea. Up there, we've been talking about right now we've been talking about three different levels of light. Okay? But if we talk about reality in general, we can talk about three different levels of reality. Finite reality, infinite reality, and beyond infinite reality. And that also, in addition to that level of light that we're talking about, is also a level of godliness called Atzmus, the essence of God, which is not light. It's beyond light. It's the source of light, but it's not light. Okay? The essence of God. Now, what can you say about the essence of God? Nothing. You can't say anything about it because completely, when the Zohar says, Leis Mokshava Tvisa Beichal, that no thought can comprehend them, it's talking about that level of godliness. There's nothing to say. What? Where did he come from? He didn't. Just is. Well, what was before him? There's no before him. Well, who put him there? He's just there. Well, why is he there? There's no reason. What does he do? He didn't do anything. Well, what is he? I don't know. Essential reality. Well, where did he come from? I mean, who created him? Who created him? Well, how did he get there? He's just there. Well, what was before him? Like, where did he come from to get there? There's no there, and there's no from, and there's no come, and there's no before. He's just there. You and I don't get that. What does that mean? That's what it means to believe in God. When the level of emunah that you have is believing in that level of God. Not in God as creator. You should not believe in God as creator. You should know God created the world and be able to explain how it happened and know about our mamale and our sovet and our atzmus, our ein. So you should be able to talk about these things like you can talk about your favorite sports team or musical group. Right? Okay. Why? It's out there. That we don't have to believe in. You can learn about it. What level of elokus is completely beyond intellectual understanding. Therefore, the only way I can connect to it is that power which is beyond intellect, which is called faith, emunah, that power of the soul. Atzmus, the essence of God. Okay. So that level of elokus, at some point, for some reason which we don't understand at all, there's one thing that we can say about that level, which we just talked about, but now we'll put it in the words that Chassidus uses. Mitziyuse miatzmuse. It exists by virtue of itself. It doesn't exist by virtue of something giving it existence, which everything else does. Even the highest level of godly light has a source in something higher than it, by definition. That's what light is all about. When we say revelation, what does revelation mean? Revelation means that the thing I'm looking at, what's revealed, the fact that it doesn't exist by virtue of itself, it has a source in a higher level. That's what revelation means, right? What does concealment mean? Oh, I might think that it's all there is, that I don't see a source of this thing, it just exists by virtue of itself. Now, the only thing that truly exists by virtue of itself is called the essence of God. But then you're fine. The only thing that exists by virtue of itself is the essence of God. Okay. He gave you and I quite an astounding experience. This experience that we exist by virtue of ourselves. That's what you and I experience. Now, we know intellectually it's not true. That's why we're sitting around this table. There's all sorts of people in the world who don't know that that's not true, so they're not sitting around this table. But you and I know it's not true, so we're trying to figure out something about God because we realize that really that's where we come from. But is that what we experience? When you wake up in the morning, who's there? It's me again. Like, here I am. I feel the godly energy surging into me. No, I don't. Would I like to? That would be cool. Yeah, I'd like that. That would be nice. That's not what I experience. I just experience it's me again. I'm probably tired, especially since I was woken up by some mad Iranians at 2 o'clock in the morning and went to a Melukat and sat in there for a while. It was sort of steamy in there with 3 small children, since our daughter stayed with us after Shabbos rather than go back because she lives in the Merkaz and unfortunately it's a lot more dangerous there than here. And so fine. So we went down with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. Fine. Great fun in the Melukat down there with the 3 of them. You know, sort of. The 1-year-old was wide awake. She was like just smiling and gooing away. And the other 2 were trying to keep them asleep. Okay, fine. Fun. Fun and games in Eilam Hazeh. Okay, so then you go back to sleep, and then the alarm rings, and you, what do you become aware of? Oh, it's me again, and I have to get up, and there's no buses. Taka, I want to make up, this is a public announcement. As long as it's going on, bus service is a little delayed or wiped out. Who knows what they're doing. Anyway, none of the buses that I usually take showed up today, so I took a cab. I'm not spending 50 shekels every single day to come here. So there might be days where I'm going to be 10 minutes late because they're just pushing us in the bus until, right? The bus service is obviously a little bit messed up because of what's going. Everything's messed up because of what's going on. Okay, so I will send a message on Chassidus brings Mashiach every morning where I'm holding. But if I'm 10 minutes late, please accept that. I don't want to spend 50 shekels a day to come. I get on the bus free also because I'm an old goat. So I want to take advantage of my free bus ride. The problem is there's just less buses. The taxi driver was the same Arab who was probably driving my bus, so that he figured I could make more money driving a cab than the bus. So it's always interesting in these times to have Arab cab drivers. What's he really thinking? But, nice guy, old guy. He actually knew exactly what this building used to be because he's obviously been a cab driver for a long time. He was about 55, 60. So he said, "Wait, wasn't this the Bell's Hospital for the Aged?" I said, "Yeah." So, "Oh, okay, that's what I remember." It hasn't been for, 10 years we've been building here, right? So he's been around a while, this guy. But he knew exactly what this building was when he dropped me off. He said, "I used to be a Beit Avot of Bells." Yeah, I said, "Yeah, an Arab." The Bells are Beit Avot, he said. I said, "Yeah, that's what it was." So you and I experience ourselves very, very, very powerfully. Even though you and I know that really the Eibishter creates us and continues giving us energy at every moment, just like a light bulb plugged into the socket, and were it to be unplugged, that would be the end. No more light. Okay, I get it. That's not what I experience. What level of godly reality could possibly give me the experience of existence by virtue of myself? Only the essence of God. Because only the essence of God has that experience. Godly light does not have that experience. Godly light is all about revealing its source. Because light has a source. That's why physical light works the way it works. Because as soon as you see physical light, you see a red dot on the wall. What do you know? Some moron's playing with his little laser thing, and you go, "Where's that coming from?" No such thing as a light shining on the wall if it doesn't come from somewhere. There's no such thing. Why? So we'll know what light's about, and that's why we use light as a mashal for godly revelation, because it reveals its source. Atzmus doesn't have a source. You and I might imagine that we don't. Now we do, and we know that, but we don't experience that as powerfully as we experience our own existence. What level of godliness could possibly give us that experience? Only Atzmus. Only the essence of God, because only the essence of God has that experience of existence by virtue of itself. So therefore, when God says, "I, Atzmus, want a dira b'tachtonim," I want to be revealed in the tacht, I want a dwelling place in the lower realms. What is it that's revealed down here? Atzmus. The essence of God. The highest level of reality imaginable. So what is this place? Hishalcha. It's really just you. It's the most powerful expression of you, much more powerful than any level of infinite godly light. There's no comparison. Up there in Atzmus, so to speak, what's the Eibishter imagining? This. In order to get here, it doesn't have to happen. We'll see this later in the Maimon. It's going to be very important to understand this. Nothing has to happen. But the Eibishter wanted all these different levels of reality to exist before we get down here. Infinite light that's finite, but it's expressing itself in godliness, and then light that's expressing itself in metaphysical reality, and then light that's expressing itself in a slightly lower level of metaphysical reality. Then the level of light that's expressing itself in a metaphysical reality that's directly connected to physical reality. That famous mushal of Chazal, that every blade of grass has a malach on it, hacking it, grow. What's that malach? The level of metaphysical energy that's directly related to the physical existence of that blade of grass. Hacking it, grow. Probably there's a high voice, grow. I don't know, maybe not. Do malachim have high voices or low voices? I don't know. Anybody here ever seen a malach? Don't tell us. It makes us nervous. Right? Don't tell Rabbi Levengerl, get you an appointment with that, an analyst, right? Okay. So that's what the Rebbe says in the footnote. The cave in Shehi Shelcha. What is it really? Really, this world is the most powerful expression of godly reality imaginable. What's revealed in this world Existence by virtue of itself is revealed in this world. Pretty wild, no? You and I are an expression of that. Now, I assume a lion is also. I don't know what a lion experiences. But you and I experience it very powerfully, and we think about it, and we might even get stuck in it, so instead of doing things that are useful, we'll decide we're going to, burn down Portland. Just because, hey, why not? Sounds like fun. But when I'm burning down Portland, that's because I'm completely and totally stuck in my own existence. I have no awareness of anything outside of myself, which is possible down here. Therefore, the drawing down into Malchus, it'll be Hishalcha. Let Malchus reveal what Malchus really is, which is just the most powerful expression of you. The expression of existence by virtue of itself. That's why the Eibusher wanted this world. If the Eibusher wanted a world that godliness is revealed, so why didn't he just stop in the world of emanation? Why didn't he just stop in Atzilus? Come all the way down, have Or Mamali reveal itself in the Kelim of Elam Atzilus. And we talked about this before, so I can say this, right? We talked about it. Right? And what's Atzilus? It's a godly world, 10 spheres, God's revealed in a world, meaning there's a state of finitude, sort of, not what you and I experience, but some level of 10, and they're completely incorporated one in the other and revealing oneness, but there is 10, and those 10 are revealing one. So isn't that what you want? No. No. Because those 10 can't possibly imagine anything other than Elokus, because there isn't anything other than Elokus there. The Eibusher wants to create a place which seems to be completely antithetical to Elokus and reveal himself there. But not reveal himself, have you and I reveal him. Because if he reveals himself, that's Milamayla Lamata, and that's Gezor Shetibane, if the light comes from above and imposes itself on the below. God doesn't want that. What does he want? He wants the light to come from below. What's that called? Feeling. Has to come from below. It's all of Yiddishkeit, the whole creation of the world. It's all that. It's why it is the way it is. That's why it's possible not to do a mitzvah. Why? Because if I don't feel my own existence, then bringing about the revelation of the Eibusher in Elam Hazeh isn't accomplishing what the Eibusher wants it to accomplish. He wants it to be revealed in a place where essential existence is revealed, meaning that experience if I exist by virtue of myself. We don't exist by virtue of ourselves. But we do experience that we exist by virtue of ourselves. Who gave us that? Not us. Okay, we'll go weiter tomorrow. B'ezrat Hashem, it should be a calm day, a quiet day, and the only things that blow up should be in Iran and Yemen and other such wonderful places.